The Healing Room, where we identify trauma, setbacks, and delays, release them so we are no longer held back by pain, anger, bitterness, or low self esteem. When entering the healing room, we come with expectations for our healing journey to begin, where we cleanse our spirits, energies, and affirm who we are. Also, learn how to love ourselves holistically. All are welcome and no one is judged. Welcome to the healing room, everyone. We give thanks for each of you once again. As I said, I am eternally grateful to walk you through this journey of healing. This healing room session is all about healing from relationships and marriage trauma. Yes, and so as we embark on this journey today, this afternoon, um, I encourage you to be open and true to yourself in this journey, honest with yourself as we explore, as we go into our time of healing. The first step in this journey is a time of meditation, which is a 5 minute session. And with this 5 minute session, we're going to sit, breathe, breathing in through our nose, holding for the count of four, holding for a count of four, and then breathing out through our mouth. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and then out through our mouth for the count of four. And we're going to just sit and when I say meditate, now you're opening up yourself to remember the trauma of that relationship, the trauma of that marriage. Um, yes, and so you're opening up yourself to revisit it, to be able to be healed from it completely and go through your healing journey and your healing process. So we're going to go into a 5 minute time of meditation, breathing in through our nose at the count of four, holding for the count of four, letting go for the count of four. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. And this breathing process is also to help us to bring us into a relaxed state. Okay, here we go. Breathe in through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Yes. All right. So we've come to the end of our 5 minutes of meditation. Now, the next step we're going into is identifying our trauma. Identifying our trauma. And in identifying our trauma, the first thing we're identifying is our emotions. Our emotions. So you can think back on how you felt emotionally in that relationship or in that marriage, when that person decided that they wanted to leave, they decided that they were calling this relationship to an end, the emotions you felt if the relationship was physical, abusive, release. We're releasing all of that emotion, all of that hurt, all of that pain that is tied to our emotions, all the tears we have cried, all the pain that we felt inside, the memories that we hold on to, hoping, praying for it not to end, for change to come. The other thing we want to identify with this trauma inside our relationships or marriage is the mental state it had put us in. The low self-esteem, the not good enough, losing your worth, not knowing your values, not being able to set boundaries, their mental state. Identifying your mental state in that relationship, in that marriage. Sometimes we don't realize that we're still holding on to some of those things that has caused a blockage from us moving forward. Identifying our mental state. And if you're becoming overwhelmed, just stop and do the breathing process. In through your nose at the count of 4, hold for 4, release through your mouth for 4, and that would help you to be able to move forward. The next thing you want to identify in that trauma is the verbal abuse, the things that they may have said to you that are derogatory and tearing you down, and the slander and the things they may have said about you to tear your character down. So the verbal abuse, you want to release yourself from the verbal abuse. Yes, we don't realize how long verbal abuse can linger in our subconscious mind. Verbal abuse. The next thing we want to identify that we may be able to release is the physical abuse. The battered, the bruise, the knocking around, the slamming of doors, the punching of walls, the breaking of glasses and dishes, and damaging of vehicles, the physical abuse that cause you to be timid and fearful. So anytime you now hear a loud noise or hear screaming, it sometimes still play in the back of your mind and cause you to become timid and scared. We're identifying it and we're releasing it. Yes, let it go. We're letting physical abuse go. The memories of the bloody nose and the black eyes and the bruises on our skin. We're letting it go. We're not allowing it to hold us hostage any longer in being able to move forward. The next thing we want to identify and release is the feeling of abandonment. Feeling like we've been abandoned. Yes. That feeling of isolation and being alone. We want to release it and let it go. Because somebody decide to walk out of your life. Yes, that feeling of them abandoning you. You want to release it. We want to let it go. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Release, 2, 3, 4. The next trauma we want to identify is the feeling of rejection. You feel rejected. What did I do wrong? Am I not good enough? I'm too skinny. I'm too short. I'm too tall. I'm too fat. What is it? Why did they reject me? Why was I rejected? That feeling of rejection. You want to let it go. You want to let it go. That it do not affect our present or future relationship or marriage. Let go the spirit of rejection, that feeling of rejection. We're letting it go. We're getting our healing in this journey. The other trauma or the other thing we need to identify is what we was looking for in a relationship. Did we look at this person as a mother or father's figure in the relationship as our spouse? We gotta let that go. Sometimes because we did not feel that kind of love, intimacy, or feelings from in our home, we tend to look for it in our partner. And so we need to let that go. Let it go. Okay. The other thing I want to identify is the transitioning or sudden death of that partner, that spouse, that unexpected death that took place, and that has also hold you back from moving on into another relationship or even getting married. Release that pain, that trauma of that spouse transitioning or that sudden death. Releasing it. Letting them go. Letting them go. So we've identified just several traumas that we may have experienced. You may have experienced more. I would encourage you to continue to journal as things come to your memory and release it as they come to your memory. Do not hold on to it, but to release. So you've identified your emotional trauma, you've identified your mental, the verbal, the physical, the abandonment, the rejection, the looking for a mother or father figure in that relationship or in that spouse, and the transitioning or the sudden death of that spouse or that partner that you had. Letting, letting it go, letting them go, releasing yourself from that pain. The next step that we're going to go into at this time is called house cleaning. House cleaning is whereas now we're cleansing ourselves from all the negative energies, the negative feelings that we may have been holding on to knowingly or unknowingly. I'm going to read it through 2 times. So here goes the first time. I no longer allow negative pain, hurt, heartbreak, broken expectation of what happened and didn't happen to hold me back from moving forward with my life. I am not what I have been through or experienced. I no longer hold to the emotions of that trauma. I release myself and forgive myself. I no longer blame myself for my relationship or marriage coming to an end. I release my spouse, partner, mate for leaving me when they passed on. I now walk in complete healing. I take back my joy, peace, love, ability to love, ability to move on and start again. I want to read it one more time. I no longer allow the negative pain, hurt, heartbreak, broken expectation of what happened and didn't happen to hold me back from moving forward with my life. I am not what I have been through or experienced. I no longer hold to the emotion of that trauma. I release myself and forgive myself. I no longer blame myself for my relationship or marriage coming to an end. I release my spouse, partner, mate for leaving me when they passed on. I now walk in complete healing. I take back my joy, peace, love, ability to love, ability to move on and start over again. I am who the I am say I am. All right. So we release, we clean house. We no longer allowing the negative pain, hurt, or heartbreak or anything that was connected to that trauma of relationship or marriage to hold us back. Now we're going to go into a time of affirmation. And so I'm going to repeat each of these affirmations 3 times, which you can also do is you can add to this affirmation for yourself. All right? So here we go. I am healed. I am healed. I am healed. I am whole. I am whole. I am whole. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am restored. I am restored. I am restored. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am at peace. I am at peace. I am at peace. I am no longer a victim. I am no longer a victim. I am no longer a victim. I am not what I have been through. I am not what I have been through. I am not what I have been through. I am emotionally and mentally stable. I am emotionally and mentally stable. I am emotionally and mentally stable. I am an overcomer. I am an overcomer. I am an overcomer. I am walking in divine favor. I am walking in divine favor. I am walking in divine favor. I am not a failure. I am not a failure. I am not a failure. I am free from the guilt of my past. I am free from the guilt of my past. I am free from the guilt of my past. I am renewed. I am renewed. I am renewed. I am trauma free. I am trauma free. I am trauma free. There are four more other statements I want to for us to affirm as I use as affirmations. I have learned to listen to my own intuition. I have learned to listen to my own intuition. I have learned to listen to my own intuition. I have learned not to give my value away. I have learned not to give my value away. I have learned not to give my value away. I have learned how to stand up for what's right for me. I have learned how to stand up for what's right for me. I have learned how to stand up for what's right for me. I have learned my worth. I have learned my worth. I have learned to appreciate myself. I have learned to appreciate myself. I have learned to appreciate myself. I have learned that it is okay to set boundaries. I have learned that it is okay to set boundaries. I have learned it is okay to set boundaries. Yes. And I think in relationships and even going into marriage, sometimes it is hard to set boundaries, and not only just set boundaries, but keep boundaries. And then also to understand and know our worth going into relationships, going into marriage. But today we are healed from the trauma of our past, relationship, and marriage. We are walking in our healing, we are walking in our freedom. These are words of encouragement. Words of encouragement. Take time. Let me say that again. Take time out to continue your healing. Go for a walk, go for a drive, take a day at the beach or a day at the park, and continue to be true to you. In maintaining your healing and to continue the healing process, you must be true to yourself. We must look at ourselves in the mirror and continue to encourage ourselves as we continue in this journey and continue to go forward. Be gentle with yourself. Healing is a process and a journey. Can I repeat that? Yes, I need to repeat that for myself. Be gentle with yourself. Healing is a process and a journey. Wow, yes. So, as we continue in our healing, I just want to say this at this juncture here. I also make myself available for private sessions if anybody wants to reach out to me privately just to continue in their healing process. I make myself available to schedule some time for you, whether it's a half an hour or an hour. I make myself available. I would share with you my schedule and my in terms of the flexibility of my time. A lot of you are in the Eastern Hemisphere, I guess Eastern Standard Time, and I'm here in Kenya, so there's a time difference. So we would be able to work the time difference out. But I make myself available for anybody who wants to continue, uh, wants help in the continuation of their healing process and their healing journey. As closing remarks, it is never easy facing your past or addressing the elephant in the room. But once you do, you take back control of your life. Once you face and address that trauma, you take back control. You take control of your life. You take control of your purpose. You take control of your destiny. It is time for us to relearn, we unlearn, and we relearn what it is we want, who we are, and what we are here to accomplish. We was never told that the journey of life was going to be easy. But I can truly say to you, it is worth it. Our healing process It's worth it. Taking time to ourselves is worth it. Facing and addressing our past and the elephant in the room, it's worth it. It's your healing, it's worth it. So I say thank you so much for your time. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your healing process and your healing journey as you take back your life, take back your authority, take back your destiny and your purpose, and no longer allow yourself to be fearful to what somebody else has done to you or said to you.